Hello everybody and welcome to race number 5 of Season 2 NASCAR Walmart Cup Series. Hi, I'm Levi McIntyre, aka Thrash Maniac 9999, the voice of the NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the Food City 500 at Bristol Motor Speedway, the world's fastest half mile, and it's aggressive, and there's going to be a lot of bumping and banging, and it's going to be very, very wicked. But anyways, let's now take you to the official starting lineup for this race. Starting on the pole is going to be the defending NASCAR Walmart Cup Series champion, and she is 35th in the points, and she needs to get herself a good run and get a good run streak going, and that is Jessica Shelton. She's on the pole. Starting next to her is going to be the driver who comes into this race 13th in points, as well as 8th in the rookie points, 9th in the rookie points, Alex Pedro. Third is going to be the driver who comes into this race 19th in points, Barney Taylor. Next to him, starting 4th, is going to be the driver who is 7th in overall points, 5th in the rookie points, Mason Bromer. And then rounding out the top 5 is going to be the exact same car Austin LaPlante put in victory lane in this race last season by Tommy Mooney. He is in this car, and he comes into this race 36 in points, so he needs to get himself a good run. Next to him is going to be the driver who comes into this race 38th in points, Seth Cole. Then it's Jekko Knight, who is coming into this race 33rd in points. Then it's Austin Talley, who is 23rd in the regular points and 11th in the rookie points. Then it's 9th is going to be Henrietta Fitzwater, who comes into this race 15th in points. Rounding out the field is a driver who is 4th in points and is desperate to get a win, and that is Eric Burton. The rest of the field is Justin Talampas, Chase Oliver, Alex Hawkins, Dylan Young, Theo Stegall, Ken Thero, Gabe Williams, Austin Weiner, PJ Williams, Chris Washer, Zachary Fitzwater, Betty Johnson, Charles Jackson, Dylan Thero, Parker Wright, Ian Dutta, Sonny Hammond, David Rivera, Michael Norman, Trent Dunham, Brody Talley, Matt McIntyre, Joshua Collard, rookie points leader and overall points leader Hunter Bell. Then it's Rue McIntyre. Then Annie Thomas, Danny Wells, Cody Lamas, Ryan Anderson Jr., Kyle Matthews, and then rounding out the field is Preston Blord and Sam Young. That is a look at your starting lineup. Let's go green flag racing at Bristol, shall we? 50 laps here at Bristol, so the laps are going to go down fast. But here we go. It's time to go racing. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys and girls. And Jessica Shelton gets a great jump on that start. Alex Pedro didn't get going, so now second is going to be Barney Taylor. Oh, already we have a wreck. Alex Hawkins is spun. Oh, he's up in the wall. Ken Thero, I think Talampas got involved. There's Charles Jackson. There's several others. Betty Johnson, Charles Jackson, Preston Blord, Gabe Williams, Ryan Anderson Jr., Jekko Knight, Rue McIntyre, Dylan Young, Cody Lamas, I think, got a piece of it. Danny Wells, I know he got into it. Justin Talampas was involved. But everybody else I think is good, but man, that was right on the first lap. But Jessica Sheldon still is your leader. While we're under the caution, let's take a look at a replay as to what brought the caution out for the first time today here at Bristol. Well, here's a look at it. It was 3 wide between Alex Hawkins, Justin Talampas, and Chase Oliver. It looked like Theo Stegall got into Talampas and into Hawkins, and then Gabe Williams got shoved down to the inside. And then that's where drivers get collected. There you see Ken Thero, who got involved, Dylan Young, Charles Jackson back here. He must have got spun out from something else. Let's take a look at the 16 of Jackson. Did he get turned by somebody? No, I think it was from when the 33 came back across the racetrack after he was forced down by Theo Stegall. Yeah, right there, he gets into Gabe Williams, up into Sonny Hammond, and then Ryan Anderson, Danny Wells, Cody Lamas, Annie Thomas get into it. Now, I don't know how Rue McIntyre gets into it. Let's see, did he hit the 33 too? I think he might have. Let's see. But the 28, he's down on the bottom. Oh, he got rear-ended by Preston Plord and then into the 33. That's what happened. And it looked like the 42 was not slowing down at all. So I'd say if Plord would have been more smart, he would have slowed down. Maybe them two wouldn't have gotten into this wreck, but they did. And Jekko Knight, he was smoking. Now, I don't know how Jekko Knight gets involved. Did he get into another incident with somebody? Oh, yeah, he did. Oh, man, and this was nearly 4 wide between Taylor, Mooney, Knight, and Austin Talley. And Austin Talley gets into Jekko Knight and boom, right into the inside wall. So that was another incident I didn't know really took place. I knew Jekko Knight was damaged and was smoking, but I didn't know how it happened until now. He got turned off of turn 4 by Austin Talley. I can tell there's not going to be some pleasant words exchanged between those two. But that is a look at what brought the caution out. Let's take you to the restart. Well, the lights are still on the pace car, which gives us time to check who is out of the race. And the drivers who are out are Charles Jackson, Ryan Anderson Jr., Gabe Williams, and Alex Hawkins. But let's check the 16, see if he's still running to be sure. Yeah, he's still running, as is Ryan Anderson Jr., so we're good for that. But Hawkins and Williams are not on there. But Jessica Sheldon is your leader. Then it's Barney Taylor, Tommy Mooney, Austin Talley, Alex Pedro, the top 5. Then it's Mason Bromer, Henrietta Fitzwater, Seth Cole, Eric Burton, and Theo Stegall. Then Chase Oliver, Austin Weiner, PJ Williams, Zachary Fitzwater, Justin Talampas, Chris Washer, Dylan Thero, Ian Dutta, David Rivera, then Parker Wright, the top 20. Then it's Matt McIntyre, Michael Norman, Ken Thero, Hunter Bell, Trent Dunham, Brody Talley, Danny Wells, Joshua Collard, Cody Lamas, Dylan Young, the top 30. Then it's Sam Young, Kyle Matthews, Annie Thomas, Betty Johnson, Sonny Hammond, and Preston Plord. Ryan Anderson Jr. is coming on pit road, as to is Rue McIntyre. But Charles Jackson will restart on the inside of Jessica Shelton. So who knows what's going to happen on this restart, but we'll see what happens with this. But we are getting ready to go back racing on lap 7. Green flag is back out. Oh, Tommy Mooney's up against the wall. Checking back here, see if everybody's good to go. Oh man, they're 3 wide. This is not a good sign. And oh, Trent Dunham. Wow, what a great job he did of saving that car. Oh, we got a wreck up ahead. Charles Jackson. Oh, we got a big wreck. I saw Charles Jackson get involved. Seth Cole got a piece of it. Chase Oliver, Parker Wright, Brody Talley, and Cody Lamas is smoking. Rue McIntyre got a piece of that. Did Kyle Matthews? I think he missed it by going through pit road. Trying to check for anybody else who may have had damage. Oh, Talampas was involved. I know Henrietta Fitzwater was in it. Trent Dunham got a piece of it. So too did Dylan Young. But Charles Jackson sits on pit road. Zachary Fitzwater got involved. Joshua Collard. Sonny Hammond. Austin Weiner, I knew. Dylan Thero was involved. Michael Norman's on pit road. But man, oh man, another big wreck. But let's take a look at a replay to what brought the caution out for the second time here at Bristol. Here's a look at it. They were going 4 wide, and it looked like Eric Burton and Seth Cole get together, then Seth Cole into Henrietta Fitzwater and into Jackson and then into Oliver. And then there's Austin Weiner getting his damage, and then Talampas, Fitzwater, Wright, Dunham, Norman, Dutta, Lamas, Brody. Just people just piling into this mess, but how does Sonny Hammond get involved? Was there another pileup that took place up ahead? Oh yeah, there was. Oh, Dylan Thero, Collard, Sam Young, Norman. How does all that begin? Let's take a look at this. Oh, it looks like it happens when Dylan Thero was up against the wall. If I said Dylan Young, I'm sorry, it's Dylan Thero. He got up into the wall and he was sideways, and then Collard had a full head of steam and he hit the 17, and then Sam Young comes into it, and then Sonny Hammond into Sam, and then into Norman, and then Sonny gets hit into the wall courtesy of the 3 as he was just stuck there. But man, that's just a tough break for... Oh, and then what happens to Zachary Fitzwater? He was driving away from this scene. What happens here? Oh, Sam Young just turned down and he gets into Zachary Fitzwater and forced him up against the wall. I don't know what that was all about. I don't know. I never saw the 23 and the 07 get into any incidents. I don't know what was that from Sam Young. Or maybe he was trying to get down the pit road, but the 07 was in the way as Sam Young is retired from the race. But still, I mean, even though you're trying to come down pit road, you had to have seen the 07 right there. I don't know. I'd say that Zachary Fitzwater isn't going to have any nice words to say to Sam Young after what just took place there. But that was a look at what brought the caution out. Let's take you to the restart. Lights are still on the pace car. Updated list of drivers out of the race after that incident, or at least a lap down, are Zachary Fitzwater, Mason Anderson, or not Mason Anderson, Ryan Anderson Jr., he's still on track. Then Zachary Fitzwater, Cody Lamas, Michael Norman, Rue McIntyre, although some of these guys may just be a lap down. Cody Lamas, Rue McIntyre, Kyle Matthews, Sam Young, Brody Talley, Charles Jackson, join Jekko Knight, Gabe Williams, and Alex Hawkins. But Jessica Sheldon is your leader, then Barney Taylor, Austin Talley, Mason Bromer, Alex Pedro, Tommy Mooney, Eric Burton, Theo Stegall, PJ Williams, Chris Washer, David Rivera, Matt McIntyre, Ken Thero, Hunter Bell, Henrietta Fitzwater, Trent Dunham, Preston Plord, Dylan Young, Seth Cole, Ian Dutta, Parker Wright, then Annie Thomas, Joshua Collard, Betty Johnson, Chase Oliver, Danny Wells, and Justin Talampas. There's Sonny Hammond. And then we've got several lap down cars on the inside line like Ryan Anderson Jr., Kyle Matthews, Michael Norman, Austin Weiner, Dylan Thero, and I think the last car, yeah, that's Rue McIntyre. Sonny Hammond should be coming up into this mix as well. This restart's going to be rather unorthodox after that wreck happened. But here we go, green flag is out, and Sheldon and Taylor get a good jump, and they clear the lap traffic. Uh-oh, we need to keep an eye out back here. Okay, they keep it together for now. Let's check out up here in this area. There are some cars that are not up to speed. So far, they're keeping it together. Oh, man, we've got 4 wide, and Mason Ryan Jr. went up into the wall. But we are still green flag racing, and Jessica Sheldon continues to lead. Oh, Dylan Young has spun. Is that enough to bring the caution out? And Trent Dunham was down on the track. Oh, and Seth Cole and Dylan Thero and Annie Thomas, Trent Dunham, among others, wreck again. Now the caution is out. Oh, and is that... Oh, I thought Sonny Hammond was upside down. But Jessica Shelton is still your leader, and I thought she was going to run into some cars, and that would have been horrible, but she is still your leader. Let's take a look at a replay as to what brought the caution out for the 3rd time here at Bristol. Well, first we're going to take a look at what happens to Dylan Young, because I saw him get spun. Oh, it looked like Seth Cole got into him. He goes spinning, hits the inside wall, and he goes for a slide along the apron. And that's what happens to Dylan Young. Now let's go up here to Trent Dunham. Dylan Thero comes down into him, and they both go off the track, and then they're both Dylan Thero gets up in the Dunham and in the Cole. Annie Thomas had nowhere to go. Then Parker Wright gets a piece of it. And then I think everybody else, although Ryan Anderson Jr. got a little piece of it, but I think we got away with pretty much a 4-car incident right there. So we were fortunate it wasn't a big wreck, but that was a look at what brought the caution out for the 3rd time. Let's now take you to the restart. Updated list of drivers out of the race after that incident is, I would say, yeah, Dylan Thero, he would have to be out of the race after that. But Jessica Sheldon continues to lead, and she's led every lap. These cautions have been like her best friend. She's your leader. Then Barney Taylor 2nd. 3rd is Austin Talley. 4th, Alex Pedro. 5th is Tommy Mooney. 6th, Mason Bromer. 7th, Eric Burton. 8th, PJ Williams. 9th is Matt McIntyre. 10th, David Rivera. Then it's Theo Stegall, Hunter Bell, Henrietta Fitzwater, Chris Washer, Ken Thero, Ian Dutta, Preston Plord, Joshua Collard, Betty Johnson, and then Seth Cole, then Danny Wells, Justin Talampaz, Dylan Young, then Trent Dunham, then Parker Wright, then Chase Oliver. Then the cars on the inside will be Kyle Matthews, Michael Norman, Mason Anderson, Ryan Anderson Jr., I am so sorry. Then Austin Weiner. And is Rue McIntyre out of the race? Or is he on pit road? Yeah, he's on pit road along with Sonny Hammond, continuing to lose laps. They're trying to get their damage repaired so they can finish this race. But anyways, we are now back under green flag conditions, and Kyle Matthews actually got a better jump than Sheldon, and now here comes Barney Taylor to the inside to try to get to the lead for Sheldon. We could see our first lead change of the race, and Taylor is down there on the bottom, and it looks like he's going to get the lead. And we are still green, although Talampaz is smoking. I think he must have gotten to something. We'll take a look at that incident here in a little bit, but we got this 3-way battle for the lead, and it's going to be 3 wide for the lead between Talley, Taylor, and Shelton. Oh, man. And Sheldon's getting forced all the way up the track. And Austin Talley is your new leader. Let's check if the caution's out or not. It's still green, luckily, although Talampaz is smoking. He must have got into it with somebody. If the caution comes out here in any moment, we'll take a look at that. See what happened to Talampaz and then at the caution. But we are still green flag racing here at Bristol. And Kyle Matthews has pulled away, and the caution is out. Who was in it this time? Oh, Trent Dunham was in it. Oh, and then PJ Williams, Chase Oliver. Oh, Chris Washer, Dylan Young, Preston Plord. Several cars involved in this one. There you see the smoking. Oh, Seth Cole's on pit road. He must have got into this. Who's that smoking? Oh, that's still Plord. Man, oh man. Let's take a look at what brought the caution out for the 4th time, but also we're going to take a look at what happened to the 78 of Justin Talampas. Here's a look at what happened to Talampas. This was coming down to take the green flag again. Dylan Young gets into Talampas and into the inside wall. And that was a spin right as the green flag was being waved. And Talampas' motor is smoking, but he was able to drive it into pit road. But he is going to be out of the race after that. And I don't think he's going to be happy with Dylan Young after that. But now let's take a look at what brought the caution out for the 4th time at Bristol. Well, here's a look at it. It looks like Chris Washer's going to get into the 9 of Ken Thero, put him into the inside wall, and then he's going to come back up across the racetrack. And this is where drivers will start getting collected. Like there you see Trent Dunham side swipes the 9, but then we have another incident take place. Oh, up ahead, it looked like Michael Norman might have gotten turned. Let's see what happens with this. He was slow, and then PJ Williams didn't see he was there, and they just made contact up into Ian Dutta. Oh, Hunter Bell! Oh, he got a little piece of it, but he managed to drive through, and then Preston Plord piles in. Then Dylan Young. And then Chase Oliver gets piled in. And Ken Thero's already got damage from that other incident. But that was a look at what brought the caution out for the 4th time here at Bristol. Let's take you back to the restart. Well, the updated list of drivers out of the race after that incident are Preston Plord, Chase Oliver, Seth Cole, Justin Talampas. Although I think Seth Cole's still on track. Let's see. Yeah, he's still on track. But we have several cars a lap or so down. But anyways, Austin Talley is your leader. Then it's Barney Taylor, Jessica Shelton, Alex Pedro, Matt McIntyre, Eric Burton, Tommy Mooney, Mason Bromer, Theo Stegall, and then, let's see, then David Rivera, then Joshua Collard, Betty Johnson, Ian Dutta, Hunter Bell, Henrietta Fitzwater, Parker Wright, Danny Wells, Dylan Young, PJ Williams, Ken Thero, Chris Washer, and Trent Dunham. Those are the cars still left on the lead lap, while we have several a lap or more down or out of the race. Let's see how this restart's going to play out. As we have a new leader after Sheldon got passed by the 13 and the 88, and Austin Talley managed to get his car to the front, and he is your new leader. But here we go. We're getting ready to go green flag racing, and it is 18 laps to go here at Bristol. And he got a great restart, while the people behind him didn't necessarily get a great restart. Let's take a look towards the back. Oh, PJ Williams! He's going to come up into Ken Thero, and now we got another wreck. But is that enough for a caution? Oh, we got another. Oh, a big pile up. Alex Pedro, who was running in the top 5. He was involved. Saw Seth Cole coming down pit road. Man, oh man. That's just a damn shame. Now we'll take a look at what brought the caution out for the 5th time here at Bristol. Here's a look at what happens with PJ Williams. He gets a little shove from Ken Thero. Looked like they were going to be able to keep it together. He comes back onto the racetrack, up into Ken Thero, and then they both go up against the wall, and then Dylan Young gets caught up behind this. But let's see what happens up front. Oh, we had a big mess right here. Looked like Alex Pedro might have gotten collected by somebody. Oh, yeah. He gets a tap from behind by Matt McIntyre, and this was a battle for the 4th position. He gets up into the 10, and then they're going to come down in front of Austin Weiner, who's a lap down. And they both go up, and then they come back up and collect Drivers like David Rivera, Mason Bromer, Kyle Matthews, Joshua Collard. Hunter Bell does a good job of getting through. But still, that is just a tough break for Alex Pedro, who was running in the 4th spot at the time. But nonetheless, that is a look at what brought the caution out for the 5th time here at Bristol. But let's see what happens to the 88, see if he gets anybody. It looks like they all settle it out. But anyways, let's take you back to the restart. Well, after that last caution, drivers out of the race after that are Alex Pedro, and I believe that is it, just Alex Pedro, because we still have several cars a lap or so down that we can't tell who is out and who isn't. But Austin Talley is your leader, 2nd Barney Taylor, 3rd Jessica Sheldon, 4th is Eric Burton, 5th Tommy Mooney. Then it's David Rivera, Matt McIntyre, Mason Bromer, Joshua Collard, and then Theo Stegall. Then it's Ian Dutta, Betty Johnson, Hunter Bell, Henrietta Fitzwater, Parker Wright, Danny Wells, Chris Washer, Trent Dunham, Dylan Young, Ken Thero, and PJ Williams as far as cars that are still on the lead lap, while we have several lap or more down drivers like Ryan Anderson Jr. and Michael Norman, Kyle Matthews, Austin Weiner, Seth Cole, Rue McIntyre, Sonny Hammond, among others that are still on the track but are a lap or more down. And Rue McIntyre, Sonny Hammond, and Seth Cole keep taking pit stops. They're still trying to get their damage repaired, but I don't know if there's going to be enough time to get fully repaired to continue, but because we are coming down to 11 laps to go here at Bristol. And here we go. And Austin Talley gets another great restart. As long as these cautions keep coming out, I don't think anybody... Oh, and I saw Eric Burton get up in the air, and he's going to go into the wall. And now we got another wreck taking place. Eric Burton wrecked, as did Matt McIntyre and Dylan Young. Is the caution flag out? I don't think the caution's out. I think we are still racing. Yeah, we are still green. I guess because they only went to the inside wall, they kept it off the track, so I guess that was enough to keep it green. But Austin Talley is still your leader, and we are still green flag racing. Let's check around the back, see what's going on with these drivers. Looks like they're all running single file, so everything's good. A tough break for Eric Burton and Dylan Young. And Eric Burton was hoping to get the win, or at least a good finish to move himself up higher in the points, but that's not going to happen. And Austin Talley's got a big lead between himself and Barney Taylor, who has Kyle Matthews in between them. And now Jessica Sheldon trying to approach the 13 to take over the 2nd spot. The caution's out again. Oh, PJ Williams. His car is erupted. Was there anybody else involved? I don't see anybody, although Matt McIntyre's coming down pit road. And I think that's going to be it for the race if we get lucky. 1 lap shootout, but I don't think we're going to be able to go green, so the race might be over. But let's take a look and see what happened and what brought the caution out for the 5th time here at Bristol. Well, here's a look at it. It looks like it's going to be a battle with teammates. Yeah, Michael Norman gets into his teammate, PJ Williams, and into the inside wall. That's kind of like what happened with Dylan Young earlier, but that's a tough break for PJ Williams. But we also need to take a look at the replay as to what happened to Eric Burton and Dylan Young. Well, he was kipped up to the high line, was Eric Burton, scraping the wall, and then he goes up in the air for a second, then down into Matt McIntyre, and then Eric Burton, they both plow the inside wall. And then Matt McIntyre comes up right in front of Dylan Young, and that's what's going to happen to the 2 car to cause his motor to blow out. But he was having a rough day already. While Danny Wells barely got a piece of that, but Dylan Young and Eric Burton were both innocent victims of circumstances right there. But that was a look at the caution and what happened to those guys. Let's now take you to what could be the final restart of the race. Well, it's 2 laps to go, so it looks like we're not going to be able to go green for a 1-lap shootout. So it looks like the race is over and Austin Talley might be your winner, but updated list of drivers out of the race after that incident are PJ Williams, Matt McIntyre, Eric Burton, and Dylan Young. While you have several drivers a lap or more down, like Rue McIntyre, Sonny Hammond, Seth Cole, let's see, and then Austin Weiner, Michael Norman, Ryan Anderson Jr., and Kyle Matthews. Those cars are still a lap down, but looks like this race is going to be over, and it looks like Austin Talley will be your winner. We are on the final lap. Let's check and see if the 98's still on track or not. Yeah, actually he is still on track, so he wasn't out. He's just running in the very near the back of the pack. Meanwhile, the 28, the 34, and the 41 are coming back into pit road. They're getting ready to enter turn 3 and exit turn 4 to take the checkered flag. And after what was a wreck fest, we still get a winner, and that is going to be, and they're coming out of turn 4, and then they're coming to the checkered and the caution flag, and it's going to be Austin Talley who's going to win the Food City 500 at Bristol. Great job for that 88 team. He needed it after a couple bad runs as of late, but great job for that 88 team nonetheless. Let's take a look at your official results. Austin Talley is going to win the Food City 500 at Bristol. Great job for him. Second is going to be Barney Taylor. Great run for him. And then arguably the dominant car of the race, Jessica Sheldon's going to come away with third. Still a great run for her. Then Tommy Mooney gets his best finish of the season of fourth. Great run for him. And then rounding out the top 5 is going to be Theo Stegall. Great run for him. Mason Bromer gets a great finish. This could move him up high up into the points. Great run of 6 for him. Joshua Collard, even though with a damaged race car, he's going to finish in the 7th spot. Great run for him. David Rivera, same thing, damaged car, and he finishes 8th. Great run. And Henrietta Fitzwater, who also had a damaged car, finishes in 9th. Rounding out the top 10 is the rookie and overall points leader, Hunter Bell. Rest of the cars that finished were Ian Dutta, Betty Johnson, Trent Dunham, Parker Wright, Chris Washer, Ken Thero, Danny Wells, Kyle Matthews, Ryan Anderson Jr., Michael Norman, Austin Weiner, Matt McIntyre, and Sonny Hammond, Rue McIntyre, and Seth Cole. But everybody else was out of the race, and they were PJ Williams, Eric Burton, Dylan Young, Alex Pedro, Preston Blord, Chase Oliver, Justin Talampas, Annie Thomas, Dylan Thero, Zachary Fitzwater, Cody Lamas, Sam Young, Brody Talley, Charles Jackson, Jecko Knight, Gabe Williams, and Alex Hawkins. That is a look at your official finishing results. Hunter Bell will still be your points leader after this race. But the next race we are running is the UAW Louisville-Cincinnati 500 at Kentucky. Until that race, so long, everybody.